We're going to end this chapter with an exercise. In this exercise, we're going to build a class. We'll build this class to keep track of a 2-digit month, a 2-digit day, and a 4-digit year. So begin by opening up a DOS prompt, get to your Java subdirectory, and then create a file for the class. We'll call it date with a capital D. Remember, you have to do that. .java. We'll begin with the standard opening, public class date, opening brace and a closing brace, just to go ahead and get those in there. Then move up to the empty space, indent, and then let's begin by defining our data members. Our first will be month. Then we'll have the day, and notice these are all integers since they are whole numbers, and int year. So that's not too difficult. After we've declared our data members, we can start with the methods of the class, and usually the first methods you create are the constructors. Let's do that. So our first one will be a constructor that allows us to enter a complete date. So we'll type int m, int d, and int y as the parameters for the function. And then month is assigned the parameter m, day is assigned the parameter d, and year is assigned the parameter y. Simple enough. Now let's build a second constructor that enters only the month and the year. So we'll say month equals m, day equals 0, since we want to use the default value for that data type, and year equals y. And then finally, let's build a default constructor where we set all three data members to 0. So month is assigned 0, day is assigned 0, and year is assigned 0. So those are the three constructors that we're going to use for this class. Now let's go ahead and write a toString method just to have that out of the way. So we're going to write public string toString, open close parentheses, and we're going to write return day. We'll do this with slashes. Now we're going to do the month first. I'm sorry, so let's do the month plus the slash plus the day plus the slash plus the year. And that will allow us to display a date once we've put some data into it. Now we need to write getter and setter methods for each data member. So we'll begin by writing, let's do the getters first. So we'll do public int get month, return month, and then public int get day, return day, and then public int get year, return year. Now we'll do the setters. So public void set month, int m, month is assigned the parameter m, public void set day, int d, day equals d, and then public void set year, int y as the parameter, year equals y. And then close off our class definition. And that should be all we need. So we'll do a file save. Go back to our DOS prompt. Compile the class to make sure everything works correctly. Looks like we left one thing out. So let's go back to the class on line 63. Scroll down to 63. Already had a closing brace, so we don't need 2 for the whole class. So try that again. Recompile the program. This time it compiled. Now we need to build a test program to test our class, so we'll do that. We'll call the class datetest.java, public class datetest, public static void main, string, open close brackets args. So let's create a couple of date objects. We'll say date today equals new date 5/4, 2011. And we'll write date tomorrow equals new date 5/2011. We'll fill that in a moment. Then let's display what we have. System out print line. Today is plus today dot toString. System out print line. Tomorrow is plus tomorrow dot toString. And then let's do a set day on tomorrow. Set day 5. And then we'll copy this out again. I did not provide a set date method, meaning that I didn't do that. As I say, I'll leave that as an exercise for the viewer. Let's use the get methods to display the date. So we'll do today is again, and then we'll write today.getMonth plus a slash plus, let's drop down to the next line, today.getDay plus another slash plus today.getYear. Close the parentheses for the print line method and a semicolon. Close out the main method, then close the whole class. Click File Save. Go back to the DOS prompt. Compile. javac datetest.java. Everything looks good, so we run it. And so there we have today is 5/4/2011. The original tomorrow is 5/0/2011 since we didn't set the day. Then we added the day, so now it's 5/5/2011. And then we used the get methods to return today, and today is again 5/4/2011. So all the methods work correctly. We're going to come back to the date class later in the course when we start covering classes in more depth. There's a lot of extra functionality we could add to this class, of course, that will be very illustrative when we're discussing more in-depth topics. So you will see the date class again. Now we're going to move into the more of the nuts and bolts in Java, get away from classes, and learn how to perform arithmetic and learn about the arithmetic operators that are part of the Java language. That'll come up in the next chapter.